It's not often that you find brand new L1s entering into the crypto market which have an opportunity such as the one we're talking about today. Datalake token, sitting around a $5 million market cap, just launched their testnet for a brand new L1 specific for the healthcare system. Now, if you're not familiar, this is known as decentralized science. It is an industry that we talk about ad nauseum here on this channel. I am very, very passionate, and there's for good reason. One of the main reasons is that this industry being disrupted is a multi-trillion dollar industry. So capturing even a small fragment of the value from this industry is monumental. Now, we're going to talk about all things Data Lake. We're going to go over some of these key metrics, such as 3 million transactions on this network in just 5 days, which is monumental. We're going to go over this blockchain. We're going to go over some of the partnerships Data Lake has. And at the end of this, I am going to discuss my thoughts and my opinion, especially given the fact that just a couple of weeks ago, I co-hosted an X space with Wolf Web3 talking explicitly about a new blockchain for decentralized science, and we had Data Lake on that X space giving some insider information on it and just addressing it right before they officially launched it. So, here is their announcement post the Lakers, Lakrs. I just think that's very funny, Lakers. But celebrating the Makoto testnet's flawless launch, introducing and executing 3 million transactions over the past 5 days, averaging nearly 1 million transactions daily. We're going to look at some of the stats, but before we do that, I do want to go into the Medium article and kind of go over it really briefly with you guys. So, Data Lake has been around since 2019. Yes, decentralized science is a few years old, but still in its infancy, as the entire market cap for all decentralized science projects is sitting around $500 million. We have something like Data Lake, which I know the chart looks nasty, but it's sitting at a $5 million market cap. The opportunity is ripe. Again, it's not often that you find new L1s at such a small market cap, specifically when they have such a large total addressable market that they're going after. So, what is this blockchain? Well, they are set to redefine the possibilities of blockchain, ushering in a new era of scalability and providing specifically tailored services to meet unique demands of healthcare institutions and the desci ecosystem. So right there, it started off with a very generic description of what this new L1 is. So it's a side chain which does roll-ups. And so what you can think about it like there's so many transactions that are happening on Ethereum that costs so much gas and it's so expensive and burdensome on the network to actually verify all these transactions. So what a lot of people are doing roll-ups on the side. So they'll take and bundle a bunch of transactions amongst people into one large transaction that they can do to settle on the main chain. So understanding the roll-ups, enhancing scalability and customizability. What this does is basically just make it so that you can scale. They're trying to solve the trilemma is decentralization, scalability, and security. This helps with the scalability of a blockchain. Now, there are a lot of blockchains that are doing exactly this, but what sets this specific blockchain apart, the Data Lake chain, is that they are focused specifically on one use case, and that is the healthcare globally. They are targeting these people, and they have a lot of partnerships to actually give them the merit to go after this and get a head start compared to other blockchains. So, layer 1 blockchains like Ethereum have always struggled to achieve scalability, decentralization, and security all at the same time. This trilemma haunted the blockchain developers for a long time until the last couple of years. Powerful solutions have emerged, roll-ups, like we just talked about very briefly. So introducing the Data Lake chain. There are at least 3 reasons why we're launching our own Data Lake chain in Q2 2024. So this is the testnet. They just launched it right now. Scalability, lightning fast transactions at a fraction of the cost. And that is accurate. Again, we'll look at the data in a second, but they are pennies of, like, they're fractions of the cost compared to Ethereum. Data Lake is expanding and quickly. We have already processed thousands of consent-related transactions on chain, and since they were made available, our patient's recruitment application to the public, we are witnessing more important increase in the number of consents processed daily. So far, Data Lake has relied on Polygon's network for each consent, but the model isn't sustainable for the long term as we keep expanding our operations and throughput. So they're just running into barriers. Using the existing infrastructure, it's not suited for the needs specific to a healthcare focused chain, so the devs behind Data Lake decided to take it into their own hands and go ahead and create their own solution so that it is scalable. Adoption, a blockchain suited for science, healthcare, and AI. The data lake chain will provide a perfectly compliant environment for healthcare institutions. These institutions will be empowered with the possibility to run their own nodes and store data on premise, reclaiming control over data and ensuring access and proper retention. Very exciting. New use case for the lake token. Now I have your guys' attention here. Everyone wants more utility for their coins, unless it's a meme coin, of course. But the more utility, the more reason to buy a coin, the more reason, aka the more demand. Hopefully, then price responds appropriately to supply and demand. We don't need to go over Econ 101, but what we do need to do is make sure that you've hit that like button. I will put all of the links that I use here in the description so that you guys can check it out along with me and just double check everything and see your own opinions. Because as I'm here literally just to showcase what's going on. I'm here to make sure that everyone knows that decentralized science is actually doing some cool things. And I would say this is one of those cool things. My mouse just died. As the lifeblood of the data lake chain, the lake token is designed to assume a central role in our upcoming chain. Lake will be fueling the network by facilitating transactions and incentivizing network participation. As demand for scalable data solutions surges, Lake stands poised to emerge as a cornerstone of the healthcare blockchain ecosystem and a lot more. Sure, they have to maintain that ambiguity. I think I used that word correctly there. The long-term value proposition, I'm sure you guys are fully aware of that. Let's look at some of the stats. Again, the chart looks horrendous, but this is one of those things that you're looking for blockchains and projects out there that are in your portfolio that continue to fundamentally get better. And I would say launching an L1 specific to healthcare, especially when you have a lot of different things going for your company, just like getting donations from the EU funding. I would say that's a pretty solid foundation to then launch blockchain specific here. So you're seeing that things are continuing to evolve for Data Lake despite the coin going down. That's perfect. That's exactly what I like seeing. I mean, it's not, I would like to see the coin go up, but given that the coin's going to go down, I want to see that fundamentally they're continuing to get better. So let's go ahead and you can see right here the testnet is live and you can actually go see specific stats about the testnet right now. So the daily transactions today are 1.28K, which is pretty bad. That's actually awful. It's like it pretty much died out after the hype, but this is a testnet. And so what they're doing is testing to see the throughput. So they were able to peak out at 1.12 million transactions on a day, and this was June 29th, so not that long ago. And now I'm sure they're just doing continuous testing and slowly ramping up to see and hopefully fix what they found were bugging in this initial ramp up on the test net, right? This is an important stage in anyone who's been doing software development. You need to have an initial launch, right? You do some back-end testing here. As you can see, they did 20 and then 34 and then 66 transactions. And then you need to flood the network and see what breaks and then fix what breaks. And so I imagine that's what they're doing right now is just going back and fixing anything that might have broken. I don't know because I'm not on the team. So maybe nothing broken, everything is perfect and they're just onboarding people. But the total blocks right now are 1 million. 1 million blocks, 3.1 million transactions, 2 million total wallet addresses, and the gas tracker, like I said, the fee is under a penny right now. So it is extremely cheap to use this blockchain. And they have an entire block explorer here, so you can go ahead and check everything out. Something that I think is fairly interesting is if you go click on the list of tokens, again, this is a full-scale L1. So you can see they have Helium, an ERC20 token bridged over. They have Magic Eden, MOG, an ERC20 token bridged over. And so they actively have ERC20 tokens working on the blockchain. So it is fully integrated into Ethereum, which is something that's beautiful to see because they don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about them going and trying to debug everything as they integrate it. It's already established. So that's very exciting to see. Props to the Data Lake team. Props to the Data Lake team because I know on the space here that 619 people tuned into on June 20th with Wolf Web 3, which we host every single Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, specific to blockchain and desci. A lot of people were grilling Data Lake's team because they didn't view it as a necessary component to the desci mission. They figured we could just continue to build on top of the infrastructure that exists. That was an aggressive thunderstrike. I'll probably keep that in if I can hear it at least. The criticism is like this is unnecessary. And at the end of the day, we don't know if it's unnecessary or not. Only the team and the people who are actually on the ground onboarding a lot of these hospitals and data centers know if it's necessary or not. And they're saying it is necessary. And I'm here for it because one, it's really cool to see technology evolving in our sector here in desci, regardless as to if we think it's useful or not. And to be completely honest with you, number two, it's probably going to draw in a lot of liquidity. And when liquidity comes in, price goes up. So, as someone who's looking at this as an investment, not financial advice, of course, but I'm bullish on that. I'm very bullish on that. I had a couple more links pulled up, but I think the rain is going to kind of drown out my voice a little bit here. And so, this is just their main website. You can go ahead and check it out if you want to. I will say it's kind of weird when you have the token as the main focal point of your website, but maybe this is specific just for the token, like this website that is. But they have news and press releases, partnerships, who they are, and I pulled up a couple interesting things. So the latest news, the testnet is live. The recent posts, they were powered by Arbitrum Orbit. The Datalake chain is now live on testnet. Sanofi joined forces to create a rare disease patient registry. Bridging the future of healthcare, Datalake and Axon DAO are partnered and unveiling the Datalake chain, revolutionizing science with our own blockchain. So this is just a couple headlines, but you can see right there, Sanofi and Arbitrum and the freaking entire EU, literal medical data donation EU funding. So they have actually gotten money from the European Union specifically to try and make this a reality. These are extremely bullish things. Undeniable. These are extremely bullish. And then you can see the partner program. So if you want to become a partner, you know some way that you could use this chain to help you guys out, I'm sure they would love to have you as they are hungry and eager. I've talked with the team several times and they are competent. They are very competent. They know what they're doing, and I have faith in them, which is why Data Lake continues to be one of my largest bags. We first started talking about Data Lake back here when it was $140,000 market cap. And, well, it's continued to perform pretty damn well for us that have been paying attention to it. Not only has the price gone up substantially, and if you took profits along the way, took your initials out, then you're riding a free bag right now. It literally went from zero point 0.1 pennies all the way up to 5 cents. That's a gorgeous run. But a lot of the FUD initially around Data Lake is gone because look at the circulating supply is up to 42%. 42% compared to it was like 1.5 or 2% circulating supply when we first started talking about it, but the market cap was so low that it was still worth taking it knowing that we were going to get diluted like crazy. That's the balance you got to find as an investor looking at these things because it's all supply and demand. You need to know if supply is going to increase rapidly like it did, hopefully demand will. And all of these things, such as getting money from the European Union, getting partnerships with Axon DAO, getting partnerships with Sanofi, all of these things really give me the assurance that they'll continue to perform. And at a $5 million market cap, I am bullish. I'm very bullish on them. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this video is worth investing it into, and I will see you guys in the next video.